The Chapman Visiting Scholars Series returned to the Nicholas Academic Centers on Saturday, February 1st, with a presentation from Dr. Lawrence Brown and Dr. Nancy Alvarez. The presentation, entitled "How to Excel in a World of Pharmacy You Never Knew Existed," explored various roles that pharmacists play in the healthcare field, many of which surprised the students.
When we look at where pharmacists work, it's actually in a lot more areas than most people think about. And this is just a kind of short list or a combined aggregate list of types of places. So the ones most people think about is like Rite Aid, CVS, Walgreens, or the chain stores. The one thing that you'll come to understand by the end of this presentation is that there's a lot more to pharmacists and what they do than what you might typically think.
After sharing the diverse settings in which pharmacists work, from approving and filling prescriptions at chain and mass merchandise pharmacies to working alongside doctors in the hospital, Dr. Brown talked with students about the academic requirements of becoming a pharmacist, a field expected to grow as an increasing number of people suffer from chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, obesity, and heart disease.
California is just very tough and very rigorous because a lot of people want to go here, right? So if you want to stay in California and go to pharmacy school, that means you have to put in the work, right? Do the studying, get the grades so that you can qualify.
Immediately following Dr. Brown's lecture, students and guests enjoyed a buffet-style lunch before Dr. Alvarez began the second half of the presentation. While she did focus in part on pharmacy, Dr. Alvarez also encouraged students to prepare themselves for success, whether in the field of pharmacy or elsewhere. One way, she suggested, is to use failure to drive success.
So understanding how you react when things don't go your way is very important, because there are lots of reasons not to get up out of bed every day. It takes effort when things are not going your way, but it's also important to take those failures and turning them into success. And that is because we fail far more than we succeed. And so what we need to do is we need to prepare to fail so that when it happens, we can be disappointed, we can be sad, but only for a little bit of time.
Before closing her presentation, Dr. Alvarez reminded students to pay attention to their interests and follow their passion, even if they have to be flexible in how they do it.
You may have a passion for something, but you can't make any money doing it. So maybe you'll have to have some adjustment. Or maybe you don't do that as your primary job, but you volunteer. But it's finding out where that fire comes from and then going and doing that. Because if everybody did that, how great would the world be?
The Chapman lecture today was like very meaningful to me because I learned that, well, I have to be passionate about what I want to learn. Like what they were telling me, that, you know, the pharmacy, you gotta like contribute to the community and help people, and that's what I want to do. I want to be passionate and help people too in my major that I want to study.
The Chapman Visiting Scholars Series at the Nicholas Academic Centers were established in 2010. Since then, hundreds of students from the Santa Ana Unified School District have been exposed to a collegiate environment through lectures such as the one presented by Dr. Brown and Dr. Alvarez. The lecture series is made possible through the partnership between Chapman University and the Nicholas Academic Centers.